Hi, so this is my first video where I'm in front of the camera. My name's Sam, and I love papercraft, and just anything really, generally, like with arts and crafts. And so this year I've decided to sort of focus that more, and so I've been thinking about doing a video where I'm on the camera, but because I'm quite an introvert, this is like a really big deal for me, so it's something that I thought about doing, but it's just taken me the time to just get the courage to sort of sit down and do it. But I've got goals for the year, and I thought maybe I could share my journey, and people might enjoy just hearing about it, and might get something from it, I don't know. So yeah, I really enjoy doing like my cards and putting my videos up, and it's just sort of where I'm at a stage in my life now where I kind of want to decide what to do with my future. Now, I am not young, and most people have decided what they want to do by now, and I did have a career and I had goals, but things changed. My outlook changed, and I found papercrafting, and I've always enjoyed sort of arts and crafts, and just making things and being creative. I've always sort of been a creative sort of person, and so I just want to develop it and see where it goes. I don't really want to go back to sort of a 9 to 5, and I'm not saying that I don't want to work hard at this, because I really do, but I want to be doing something that I love. Now, before I had my little girl, I did do something that I really loved, but towards the end it just got sour. So I worked in post-production, so film and TV, and so I'm very much used to being behind the camera. So I was a freelance camera operator for British Gymnastics, and sort of just used to travel to events with them, and they used to live stream it and film it. And then I became a runner at a post-production facility. And that sort of is sort of like kind of like an edit assistant is what people might be able to understand more easily. So I started as a runner, and I sort of developed all the technical skills, and then my boss left the company, and it was a really small company in Birmingham, and when he left I was sort of left to just sort of look after the place, and I think I was doing quite a good job, and there were talks about me being promoted to his position of facilities manager, because it was what I was doing anyway. There was no one else there, and then the man who owned the company decided to sell it, and things changed drastically. It wasn't a very good experience. So not necessarily the man who bought the company, but one of his employees who oversaw it. She was just not a very nice lady, and I got pregnant, and there were complications at the start of my pregnancy, and so I had to take some time off, and so she was basically trying to find my replacement whilst I was off ill with my baby, and so it just soured from there. So I loved my job and I loved what I did, but sometimes the people you work with make it really difficult. And so like when I started talking, I didn't know which direction this was going to go in. I've got loads of things that I want to share, so I'm just going with it, you know, I'm just putting it out there. So anyway, I muddled through until maternity leave, and then I left for maternity leave, and I was going to go back, and I kind of requested to go back part-time because I just wanted to spend time with my baby. I've seen people in the industry, and each to their own, right? People love their careers, but I saw people who've got families, you know, working to the bone until the early hours of the morning, which I used to do, but the job that I sort of wanted to progress to, I saw the people doing that job and they were just there all the time, and I want a good work-life balance, you know. I want to spend time with my family, and I couldn't envision being at work all those hours and not being with my little girl. And as things turned out, that just wouldn't have been viable for me anyway, because my little girl was diagnosed with autism last February. So for me to be away from it for those hours just wouldn't have worked. So anyway, I'd put in this request to go back part-time, and then the company got sold again. And the lady who bought the company seemed really lovely and like kind of offered me a position, but they were closing the Birmingham branch, so it would have had to have been in London. So I accepted the redundancy, and then, you know, I focused on being a mum for a little while. I got a part-time job in retail in a supermarket, and then when COVID hit, it just got incredibly difficult to bring myself to going to work. I made the decision to hand in my notice, and here I am now. So I'm kind of at a crossroads in life where I'm trying to make a decision as to where I go from here. So I've sat down and I've made a list of goals for 2021, and I'm going to share those with you now. I've mentioned before in my card videos, I won Papercraft Designer of the Year 2019, which sort of spurred me on to sort of think, okay, you know, you can't, from what I can see, you can't really make money or a business out of making handmade cards. It's just not financially viable. But there's other things I enjoy doing, and I've always enjoyed making items to sell. And everything that I sell won't be like completely handmade. Like I'm going to do some sequin mixes. So obviously I didn't make the sequins myself, but I'm you know, I'm creating the mixes and the names and the concepts. But I'm looking to do some stickers. And I've got a whole list of different items that I'd like to do. So I mean, that's one of the things that's on my goals. I've got, I think actually this is probably my biggest goal and may not happen in 2021. I've got a concept for a couple of characters. I made up a nursery rhyme or type song for my little girl when I put her to bed about a couple of characters, and I would love to be able to turn those into products. Stickers, illustrations. However, I can't draw, so I love making cards and stuff like that, so that is a problem. And I watch all these, you know, amazing illustrators on YouTube, and I'd love to be able to do that. So with that, I've got two options, right? I can either try and learn to draw, which is like a massive undertaking, which I would ideally like to do. I'd be able to illustrate these characters because they've been mine. I'll bring them to life. So that's one option. The other option is to sort of get a commission and commission somebody to illustrate those for me. But with that, I'd kind of want the entire rights to it. So that would be quite expensive, I'm imagining, to get the right illustrations, because I've got exactly in mind how I want them to look as well. So I thought maybe what I'll do there is I may try and start watching some videos or finding, you know, a subscription where I can sort of see if it's something that I can do. It might be, it might not. But if I can't learn to do the illustration myself, then that is something that I would probably look at getting somebody else to do for me. So I mean, I'm quite good at sort of recreating certain things if I look at them. So I've got attention to detail, I've got a good eye, so maybe I'll be able to do that. I don't know. But I've definitely got these two characters in mind that I would really love to develop. Maybe even a children's book from these one day. So yeah, I've got ambitions and ideas of things that I'd really like to do. So then the other thing I want to do is by the end of the year have 250 Etsy sales. That's by no means a massive number, obviously, it's a pretty small number. I've been on there for 2 years. I don't really do very much on there. I don't push it. I did use PeoplePer to get some SEO training, which definitely helped, but I just haven't pushed it. I haven't like had enough listings on there to sort of generate a business. So the other thing I'd love to do is get monetized on YouTube by the end of the year, but I don't get many views on my videos, and I haven't got that many subscribers. So again, I'm giving you the pessimistic side of things, but you know, I think talking about these goals, and I'm going to print them and put them on the wall, helps you manifest them into reality. So that's something that I really want. I really like sharing my creations with you, and actually, as nervous as I am as being on camera, and I'm gonna hate watching this back, I'm quite enjoying talking. I don't know whether people are gonna find it boring. I'm not sure, but there you go. I'm enjoying this actually, so we'll see. So I want to get 300 Instagram followers, because I do find that I get a lot more response on Instagram than I do anywhere else. I think I'm sort of at the 150 odd mark at the minute, so to double that, I think that one's pretty achievable. I think I can do that one for sure. So I'd put learn how to draw cartoons. Obviously that's the illustrations that I've got in my mind. We'll see. I'm definitely going to spend some time on that and try and get that done. And I think I'm just looking at my list. Yeah, I think other than buying a couple of items to help me develop products, that's kind of it. And other than personal goals, which I'd like to lose a bit of weight, which isn't really related to where I want to get career wise, but that's my goals. And I kind of feel like sharing them as well will help me sort of like spur me on to try and make those things become a reality. And yeah, that's about all I really want to share with you today. I've got ideas of more things that I'd like to share. For example, my inspirations, why I've sort of come to this place in my life, why I'm sitting here talking to you in front of the camera and having the confidence to do that. So yeah, there's a list of people who have inspired me on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. And so I might just like do a video just talking about those people, and just putting links to them so that you can check them out as well. They're not all like craft and card making based, a few of them are, but it just might help you feel inspired if you sort of thinking, oh, I really would like to do this but I can't, I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I'm at the stage where I'm like, right, I really want to do this now. I want to do something that I love and I'm going to love, and obviously media production, I love it. This is not by any means an amazing setup. I'm using my phone. You know, my shot composition isn't amazing, but this was just an idea that's been mulling over in my mind, so I just wanted to do it and get it out there. So that's probably something that will develop over time as well. So yeah, I enjoy crafting, making videos, and just sort of, I just want, really, in an ideal world, to be able to have my own little business. You know, I'm not shooting for the stars. I don't want to make millions of pounds. I just want to have a little income at home, and just do things that I enjoy doing. You know, I don't want to be going to work and thinking, oh, I don't want to be here, or the people I work with are incredibly difficult. Just that last experience in my career just left a really sour taste in my mouth. So yeah, and then I might share, you know, a couple of personal anecdotes and stuff like that as well along the way, because you know, things happen that are quite amusing and it'd be nice to share. I'd like to get my personality across, and just share a bit about myself as well. So yeah, for instance, last night I was looking intently at an ornament on our stairs on the land, like we've got the window ledge on the stairs, and I was staring intently at it, and the reason I was staring at it intently I'll share with you another time, but I walked straight into the kitchen door frame, and so I'm a bit of a klutz, so it might be fun to hear about you know, my escapades. So for example, there's this as well, you see this. I don't often put makeup on, especially during lockdown, and it's like I'm not going anywhere, so I don't have the motivation, but I thought there's no way I'm going to sit in front of a camera and talk to people for the first time without a bit of makeup on my face, right? So anyway, this is something that I'm sharing, see, that I wouldn't ever believe that I would share with anybody, even if only 5 people watch this. You know, it's mortifying to think. So I was doing some makeup and I thought, oh my gosh, my eyebrows, there's just they need plucking. It's dreadful. They need doing. I don't sort of have threading or anything like that. I'm not really a massive girly girl. But I was like, I can't film myself with all like hairs everywhere, but I haven't got time to pluck. So I did something that, like I say, you should never ever do. You just shouldn't. I decided to shave them, and you shouldn't, because you know your eye hair will grow back thicker, and also you do things like this and then end up telling everybody how you've done it. So it probably would have just been better to just have the hairs on my eyebrows instead of having this big nick here. So yeah, I might cut this bit out of the video. I don't know. I'll see how brave I'm feeling about sharing that with everyone, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that's ever done something like this, right? It's silly and we can see why it's silly, but there you go. So I think on that note, I'll leave you with that, and I'll just see how this is received, and hopefully people like my ramblings. I don't know. I've definitely enjoyed talking and getting it out there. I don't think I'll enjoy watching it back so much. So I don't think there'll be a massive amount of editing on this. I think I'll just put it up and then just close my eyes and just be like, yeah, I'm not looking at that. But yeah, I think that's it. Hope people get something from this. Who knows? Bye guys.